Okay, we're live. Edison, I think we're live.
All right.
Yeah, let's wait a few minutes for others to join, and we'll start in a few.
Okay, perfect. How are we feeling? Is it summer, summer
It
hitting on
is.
strong and hard, hot in Tel Aviv?
It is in Tel Aviv. It's very hot at this time of the year. How is it over there?
In the Bay Area, it's been kind of a mixed temperate. It's hanging around. It hasn't quite decided to fully hit summer yet, but we're on the way.
That's cool.
Yeah, but our version of heat is a little different, a lot drier.
It is. It is. Okay, I see people joining. It's looking good. We have some really big news today. Okay, you know what? Let's start. So, hello everyone. My name is Ron Terrell. I'm the SVP of Products at Yotpo. And with me today is Edison Van Gulden, Partnership Lead at Shopify. Edison, thanks for joining me in this very special day.
Yeah, so glad to be here, Ron.
Yeah, so let's get into it, because we have some really big news that we want to share. And we'll start by talking about the importance of LTV and retention for growing brands, and especially right now.
Yeah, I think this is a really good topic that I think more and more brands are really starting to think about. We're definitely starting to think about it a lot more at Shopify as well. And I think there's a couple factors that I'd probably point to. So just in general, we see an increasing trend in competition and amongst brands. And with that comes a complexity acquisition. For example, in the uh, second and third quarters of last year, we saw cost per click or CPC of paid search ads increase by 15%. So this is like almost like inflation factors that we're seeing today. And then, so what this shows is that also average customer acquisition costs are between about 127 and $462, depending on the industry, is what our research shows.
Wow.
So increasing costs and just like a really high range at base. Um, this, along with the kind of general concept of the like death of cookies, this is something that people are concerned about. It's not just like an industry buzz term, but we do see about 28% of technology decision makers um, expecting that change in regulation in this space and on this topic will hinder their growth goals in 2022 for this year. And I'm sure as that goes on, we'll continue to see it. So uh, these are kind of like a lot of like broad kind of negative or bleak statements, but basically, it's just things aren't certain, and I think that's what we've seen really over the past couple of years. There's a lot of change in the markets. There's a lot of uncertainty. So based on that, one thing that you can really do or consider is just putting more importance and more focus on the lifetime value or a long-term relationship with your existing customers. Um, Currently, we suggest, about a 3-to-1 ratio of LTV to CAC, which is lifetime value to cost of acquisition. So basically, if you're spending $100 on cost of acquisition, you should be extracting $300 lifetime value from that customer. So like that's something we consider a good ratio. So like unless you have incredibly high average order value or incredibly high purchase SKUs, how do you do that? Um, Obviously,
Yeah,
I think cultivating relationships for the long term for repeat purchases is kind of the key there.
yeah, I agree. And we see it across the board. And you know what? Smaller brands in particular really need tools to make it easy for them, right? It's like they're doing everything themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's something that we kind of obsess about at Shopify. At least we have a really wide spectrum of users, and I know as Yotpo does too. And we really think a lot about the concept of magic product experiences, or like creating kind of an ease of access for the full spectrum of non-technical users, merchants, business operators, all the way up to senior developers, CTOs, and really complex logistics and operations folks. So as we were kind of entering some spaces around LTV, I think like are building out some like subscription specific APIs. We took a really deliberate focus in thinking about how we could democratize access or support the democratization of access for some of these really logistically and technically complex commerce features for merchants. So, retention, LTV, these are easy things to like say and think about, but like they're a lot harder to do in practicality, especially for small brands. There's a lot of complexities that come here. So just like something to kind of think about in balance. So even if you can adopt subscriptions easily, it's important to remember that business and operational challenges it introduces. Like, I think merchants should assume they need to consider LTV subscriptions across their storefront, marketing, support, and post-purchase strategies. Like, it has to be kind of a core tenet of each one of those different focuses. And it's important that those solutions can work with their existing tech stack and team and competencies and operations as well.
Yeah, well, at Yotpo, it's so important for us to give brands the tools that they need to work and improve retention, and also double down on LTV, which is why we're very, very excited to announce that we have a new product, Yotpo Subscriptions. We've launched it. We're launching it today. It's a newest product on our platform. It makes retention really easy for growing brands. We've put a lot of emphasis on how simple and it is to use the product. And it's it offers brands the stability of recurring revenue during this tricky economic climate, as with all the reasons that you've mentioned before. And we built it natively on Shopify, so it works really, really great for the Shopify brands.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this release from Yotpo. I know the team's been working on it for a long time and put a lot of effort and resource behind it. And in general, I think Yotpo cares and thinks about LTV across a variety of actual feature spectrums. So definitely really excited to see how merchants react to this specifically. So I think, again, we see kind of this feature space subscriptions really is something that can help brands. The power of retention is real. We have found that the cost of acquisition in current market conditions can be about 5 to 10 times higher than the cost of retaining a customer,
which is crazy.
So yeah, it's just like crazy to think about that. And this conditions and these numbers might change a little bit, but that's a really real number. So I think it speaks volumes to the value of really thinking firmly about LTV and retention. So subscriptions is just, I think, a really powerful and easy way to for most merchants to tackle this. And I think it's something that especially more and more, most businesses should at least be assessing as something that they could bring into their tool set.
Yeah, I agree. It does. It brings the predictability that is so important these times, especially reduces the level of I think unknowns that brands need to manage. And with Yotpo subscriptions, we put a lot of emphasis on the simplicity to launch a plan, the flexibility of plans that you could offer as a brand, and a lot of emphasis on shoppers self-managing their own subscriptions. So it's all focused on, saving time and money for merchants. And it was actually possible because you guys in Shopify, you've built such great tools that we could build on top of and provide our added value with, subscription capabilities now part of the native checkout of Shopify. That helped us as an application developer to focus on the innovation and the new stuff that we could give brands.
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of on that, what is it? I think myself and merchants would love to hear what makes Yotpo subscriptions different, or what is it that you can really add value to the space?
Yeah. So, I think it comes down to the entire approach, to the way that we approached this application. So we looked at subscriptions from the point of view of a marketing platform. That's the expertise that we have, that's the knowledge that we have and the insights that both our team and our customers have on, understanding marketing, understanding retention. And our efforts were not so much on the core capabilities of subscriptions, that's table stakes right now. It was more about really thinking how brands can get more subscribers, how can brands retain those subscribers for a longer time. And if you think about it, you think about the tools that Yotpo has today in the arsenal of products. So think of just so many ways that you could utilize SMS marketing, that you could utilize loyalty application, how it's such synergetic to a subscription offering that, with our tools, we just made the application so synergetic. We've got a lot of stuff and capabilities in the product right now, and so many ideas and so many things that we are working on will be released in the coming months. So that's one really exciting release for us. I think brands do understand the importance of subscriptions at this point, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think the market is really showing us that. I think in general, like adoption of subscriptions has continued to expand beyond kind of like the traditional household replenishable consumer goods and moved into a lot of really interesting spaces and kind of become more common amongst consumers. But there is a challenge, I think, with brands finding the right subscribers, kind of to some of your points, into bringing it into across a variety of other features and really blending it into the existing stack that Yotpo offers or that merchants are wanting to use will be really valuable. Discounts are a great way to motivate shoppers to sign up. But how is it that you retain them and extract that long value and maintain a solid relationship while keeping a reasonable or sustainable margin for your business? I think, when planning or setting a business strategy around improving LTV, you have to think about these other factors and again the other tools that you're using, the ways that you're marketing and interacting with your customer. So integration with all of those features, apps, etc., and strategies will be really important. However, there's when you do it right, I think there's so many additional benefits. We really think about subscriptions being able to help provide predictable revenue, which in these markets is something that is really important. Can help with sustainable growth, help you kind of understand how and where to invest your money, and hopefully also like help you navigate some of the existing supply chain issues a little more through better inventory planning, better prioritization of specific customers that you need to get products to, et cetera. And just in general, help you think about how to create a brand that customers love and want to interact with in the long term. Like that's probably one of the really big benefits is you're planning to make a good subscription brand, you're going to plan to make a good brand that people will want to love.
Yeah. Super aligned on that. One of the things, for example, that you could do, not just with like, offering discount to subscribe for to become a subscriber. You could give loyalty points as part of that subscription, and maybe as subscribers stick for a longer time, you could give them, more and more benefits as part of that subscription cycle. Those are, if you look at loyalty and subscription, they're so tightly coupled, and both such a strong tools for retention, that we really believe that they are working together under one platform can give many, many more benefits, both to the brands and to shoppers. So Edison, thank you very much for joining me today.
It's been a pleasure, Ron.
Thanks. So now I'm going to pass things over to Judith, who's going to interview a Shopify brand that's already using Yotpo Subscriptions, to hear how it's working for them. Over to you, Judith.
Thanks, Ron. And hello, everyone. I'm Judith. I'm a product marketing manager at Yotpo for subscriptions. And I have online Ali Shapiro, a Shopify all-star from Jill Ally. Thanks for joining me, Ali.
Thanks for having me, Judith.
Awesome. We'd love to start by having you do a quick intro and tell everybody a little bit about yourself, your brand, especially since you launched at such an interesting time.
Yes, my name is Ally from Jill and Ally, and my mom is the Jill. We were on the Housewives of New York we were off 11 years ago. We started in 2008, and since then, my mom has had a bunch of different brands, but we never really worked together until the pandemic. I was laid off from my job, and we had an opportunity to bring in face masks, and we did. And my mom already had a line of rugs on her website, jillzarin.com, that was really for her blog and for her license. And I literally was taking orders from a Google Doc from Instagram followers and was putting stamps in envelopes and was sending them to all over the country. And we thought, why don't we just put it on her Shopify? So we had one SKU. It was like 5 masks for $100. And you get whatever color tie-dye mask you get. And it exploded. And we had our first order from TJ Maxx. And we really used our wholesale accounts to leverage our minimums, and really then built the brand Jill and Ally. We didn't want to call it a mask brand, so we called it Jill and Ally. And it kind of developed from there. And candles, which we could talk about, ended up becoming our next big venture because it was very similar to masks in that it was unisex, one size fits all, genderless, no returns. And yeah, that's kind of where Jill and Ally began. And my mom is going to be back on Bravo in a few weeks on the Ultimate Girls Trip. So we're kind of having another reboot, which will hopefully help the brand.
I'm so excited to watch the reboot. And also, I am a personal huge fan of the candles. They have very quirky, fun titles, and it's just so fun to read and look at. So yeah, speaking of the pandemic, it's been a crazy 2 years, especially in e-commerce. And 2022 has not been any different. It's pretty unpredictable so far. So I'm curious to know what challenges you've been facing so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because we were the opposite of most brands. We started as a mask brand. Unfortunately, masks are virtually done. So we could have also died with the masks and figured out something else. But instead, we stayed with it and we pivoted to candles. One of our biggest things, well, in terms of challenges was, sorry, Gary keeps laughing next to me.
I'm so proud of you.
Okay. One of our biggest challenges is retaining customers, because with masks, you would have them come back once, twice, 3, 10, 15 times over the course of the 2 years, and now they're done with us. They could have been, who knows why they came to us in the first place, from any age, place in the world, whatever. So trying to get them to stay with us has been difficult. A mask customer might not be a candle customer or anything else. And we really needed a subscription company when we came out with Mass because of how many times people came back to reorder. And now with candles, we're really lucky that we found you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm seeing in the comments, someone commented, I love Jill and Ally products so much. I love the support and the hype that Jill and Ally as a brand has. I'm curious to know why or like how you came to like subscriptions and how that has like helped you so far in your mask and candle journey.
Yeah, so we, like I said, just kind of jumped into Shopify that we had already, and it took about a year to separate our websites because we realized that as Jill and Ally grew, it didn't really make sense to have it on Jill's errand of more home celebrity destination. So we split the sites, and at the same time, we found Yotpo because we really wanted to emphasize our reviews because we had so many amazing ones, especially on my mom's rug site because she's also on other sites like Wayfair and Overstock. We want to leverage those reviews to help JillsErrand.com kind of beat them out. We had Yotpo for reviews, our loyalty, because we have this repeat purchaser. And to be honest, when I heard of loyalty, I thought of subscriptions. I thought that would initially be part of it. And we always wanted a mask club, a mask of the month club. And Justin, who's on the call, was our web dev team. The other options out there at the time were too expensive and timely, and we thought masks were going to be done in a week, in a month. We didn't know it would last this long, or we maybe would have invested more time and money. So Yotpo came around and said they would have this beta program for us to test, and we tried it with masks, and the masks were kind of done at that point, but it's been really taking off for candles, and now we're kind of leaning on you guys, Yotpo, to see how we can target our existing customers to get them into the club, but also new customers as well that love candles. And our candles are more than just a regular candle because you try scents, but also crystals and sayings, because all of our candles have crystals with them. So you might not even care about the scent as much as getting, collecting all the different crystals. So as we get more crystals and candles, hopefully that'll help grow our subscription business.
Yeah. So right now, you have the Candles Club, and it's been getting a lot of wonderful reviews. And I also hear that you're giving like a little surprise perk with each month's subscription. Can you tell us a little bit more about the Candles Club specifically?
Yeah, actually, Yotpo was faster creating the subscription program than we thought it would be because it kind of beat us to the punch in terms of like, how can we make this subscription program so amazing? Instead, we were just like, let's just do it, see what happens, see who signs up. And now we're kind of working backwards and like, okay, now that it's live, how can we really leverage it and create this candle club? So as we get more scents and more stones throughout the next few months, maybe we'll do, it coordinated to the seasons, or like right now is Pride Month, Breast Cancer Awareness Month is in October. So maybe we'll have a pink candle then, part of the club.
Yeah, right. Well, can I just add something to it? I can tell you the name of the new candle initiative for club members. It's going to be called Lit, and details to follow. Yeah, details to follow.
Let's get lit. Excited. Yeah. Lit. So I think that answered your question. Oh, so we have a matchbox in every box. We have a beautiful packaging that it comes in. But again, we're all self-funded. We have no funding side. So it's hard for us to invest in packaging when the minimums are so high. Logistics, lead times. So knowing that subscriptions are working and that it's a longer thing that we thought, now we can invest more in packaging and making a beautiful box. Maybe that includes the a lighter, more stones, maybe somewhere to hold the stones. Who knows? But we're excited to see what comes of it.
Yeah, and I love how the subscriptions experience for you has been so agile. You can test out like adding new products, adding new lines. It's just really an exciting story. And this also, Addison mentioned earlier, like typically people assume that subscriptions is for like perishables, consumables, food and like drugs, etc. But, this is a great case study on how like even a lifestyle brand can make it into a really wonderful club with very big like cult following. So truly great story. I'm curious to know what the responses have been on your side. Have you heard anything like specific to the candles? Has anyone reached out outside
Sure.
of, the comments on this live?
Sure. Yeah, there's a lot of comments. I think people want exclusive content as part of being a club member, and Ally and Jill are uniquely positioned where they could share gossip about whatever they're allowed to talk about, or tips, how to use a candle, how to put a candle out, manifestations.
Sorry, Gary's my mom's boyfriend, for anyone wondering who this strange man is. But yes, the reviews have been great. Part of Yotpo's program is reviews and leveraging them. I think we should also create maybe ads around the subscription program using the reviews. They've been wonderful. And I think people are really excited to try the scents and the stones every month. It's more of a surprise because you don't know what you're getting. The longer this continues, maybe we will make it more curated. Like each month has a specific scent, but I think people like the surprise factor. So yeah, it's been great feedback. And the more we continue, maybe we'll add, because we're just a small company, we don't have like samples to give out. And people don't want mass anymore to be a free, easy freebie to give out. Right now we have the Matchbox, and we'll see what else we can do in terms of victories and adding on to the program for our customers to really, thank them for their loyalty.
Yeah, and I was just on the Candles Club website, and I was reading a review, and I actually have it written down here, but someone wrote, "Candles have never looked, smelled, and felt so good. I love these candles. They're beautiful, clean, and make your room vibe so well when lit. Perfect to treat yourself and or gift to someone you love." So really like great reception around your products. And I know you touched on this briefly before, but you have such great reviews on your website, and Jill has such great reviews on Jill Zarin's website, and being able to leverage all the people who already love your products and like introducing them to a surprise club or like a surprise gift is such a great way to build loyalty. So yeah, subscriptions has really become kind of synonymous to loyalty, as you mentioned before. So obviously everybody here wants to know what is next for Jill and Ally. What's in the pipeline?
We just launched beauty tools on our website and a bag line that's exclusive to Saks Off Fifth on our website. Lots of more candles. We have like another 30 candles coming out this year, and it's really based on what our customers tell us they want. So our subscribers will be more incentivized to keep staying in the program, and hopefully that helps us get more subscribers as well. Right now, we don't have any other products that I think would work for subscriptions as much as candles do. So hopefully we can kind of focus our site more as a candle website. That's why we have a team to help us figure out how to, market our website that's more leaning into the candle club. And maybe we have another website just for the candle club. Because interestingly, the SKU, we made one SKU that's just the candle of the month club, and that has more success than anything because we have, subscription option on our actual candle SKUs. Like you could buy this candle once or buy it, every 2, 3, 4 weeks, or you just buy the candle club, and everyone seems to buy the candle club on its own. So I think that's really good for us to know that maybe people just like the surprise and spontaneity of, we just choose what they get.
Yeah, definitely great. Definitely great. The candle club also, depending on frequency, you also get like a slight discount on your candle. So it's such a nice perk. And then, your matches, your differentiated matches every month is such a collector's item as well. So super happy about that. Well, so I think we're coming up on time. So thank you so much, Ally, for speaking with me, and Gary. And thank you to everyone for joining us. We'll post all of your questions and answers on the event page shortly. And if you want to keep the conversation going, please join us at the Yotpo community, and you can meet other customers. I'll be there to answer all of your questions, and you can find the community at community.yotpo.com or check the comments for the link. And if you're curious about how to add subscriptions to your store, literally today, in minutes, you can head over to the Shopify App Store and give it a try. See you next time.
Thank you and congratulations.
Congrats.
Thank you.